the one and only Furious Hip Hop Gamer, Hot 97 Logitech GAMD, and we are here with somebody you need to know. I'm telling you right now, with somebody you need to know. Now, this is Hot 97, so you know we got that music, and my man has just got better, and you'll learn about that single in a second. Better, you know what I'm saying? So that's one, all right? Two, the most important thing, his impact, you know what I'm saying? Diversity, organization, we got to talk about that because that right there is crazy. But last but not least, look at this dude. This dude is making big things happen with so many different companies, and he's the face and the voice of a lot of these Fortune 500 companies, bringing them together. And I know what that's like as well. So without further ado, put your hands together, show your love for the one and only Joshua P. You already know what it is. How you feeling, bro? Talk to me, son. What's up?
I'm great. Your energy is amazing, man. Yeah,
all day.
I've been watching you on YouTube, but like to see it in person or, virtually,
yeah,
you definitely got that energy. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thanks, man. Yo, I'm honored to have you, bro. So, yo, let's get right into it, man. One of the things that was so impressive is like your body of work is amazing in terms of everything that you're doing, but your humbleness within that body of work is the key. So when it comes to the company that you're CEO of with the diversity org, how did that get started? What impact have you been making? And going into 2023, what's the new goals that you're trying to achieve?
Right. So how it got started, and first off, really, before we jump into me, I want to clap it up for you. You've been building your platform, you've been doing your thing. So want to show my flowers, got to respect young legends out here. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So as far as how we started, it started when I was so I came from a background where my family did not have a lot of money, and I didn't do well in school. Like I did really, really poorly in school. At one point, I had a 1.7 GPA in high school. Like I was down bad, hanging around the wrong people, doing the things you're not supposed to be doing in school. And long story short, right before I graduated from high school, my aunt says to me, Joshua, would you like to work at the television network, BET? So I'm like, BET, sign me up. I'm trying to get paid. Like, what's up? So I graduated high school, end up going to BET, and then I worked my way up to becoming a manager. I was working at as a media manager, working with people like ASAP Rocky. It was a really cool job traveling around the country working for BET. But then my mom says to me, look, Joshua, the reality is you're a Black male in the United States. There's only so far you can go without a real education. Like, you might hit a glass ceiling in some industries, not every industry, but some industries you might hit a glass ceiling. So I'm like, you know what, my mom, she might know best. So let me go and get, back to school. So I end up going to a community college because that's the only thing I can get into with such a low GPA. And that's where I start the diversity org. I get my GPA up to like a 3.6. I really get it in. Then I transfer into NYU, New York University. So now I'm in there. I get really great mentors like John Sexton, the former president of NYU, and Spike Lee, the film director. He's a professor at NYU. So he became a mentor. And then I started to really blow up the organization. And, fast forward, now we're in partnership with some of the biggest companies on the planet. Everything from AT&T, everything from Blackstone, JP Morgan Chase, Nickelodeon, MTV. Now we're in partnership with BET. And we're pretty much what we're doing is we're helping students who come from low income backgrounds like I did, or come from who don't have the best grades or who are at risk. We're helping them be exposed to the biggest companies on the planet so they could say, oh, this is why I should lock it in school. Oh, this is why I should take myself to the next level, because I could see that it can lead to a job that can pay me well, but also lead to a job that, is fulfilling for me. So that's kind of where our organization is. And we're expanding globally.
Wow, clap it up for you again, son. That's insane, bro. Insane. So now I want to stay on that a little bit. So 2023 is coming up, right? Now, everybody knows, if you know, but it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And yes. And I know you are heavy into the music as well. So how can your diversity program actually help out with a lot of talent that's trying to make it in the world of hip hop or music, considering you're an artist yourself? Is there any ways that you're taking your diversity or platform to merge it with the music platform to make it even bigger and grow and be more impactful going into 2023, especially the fact that 50th anniversary of hip hop is going to happen next year. Like, is there anything you could speak to that? Because I think that right there would be crazy in terms of taking talent to the next level, aside from just the school route.
Right. So are you talking about for me or for the youth that we're reaching?
No, both for you and also for the youth, but more so for the youth, because I know you're already in position.
Right. So for the youth, there's so much opportunities that we have, especially being an artist. So like I said, we work with entertainment companies as well as corporate companies. So we work with everything from, like we said, Paramount. So that's Nickelodeon, MTV, BET, VH1. But then we also work with Warner. So that's in Warner Bros. Discovery owns HBO, Cartoon Network, DC Comics, but they also own the music label, Warner Music Group, right? So Warner is that thing. So when we have these workshops and events, students who may come from inner city in the Bronx to inner city Chicago to wherever around the country where we work with students from inner cities, they're going to be able to get direct connections to corporate employees who work in these companies, right? So if you're able to participate in a workshop and meet them, whether virtually or in person, that's where you have a platform to say, hey, you know what, you might be the music supervisor at Warner Media or at Warner Bros. Discovery or at Paramount, and I make some music or I produce music and I would like to be connected to your music team. So really bridging that gap. So much historically in the past, it was where a lot of our community, the only way to make it is if somebody from who was another artist or producer would put us on. But now we can leverage corporate to put us on. Let's bring you directly to the source instead of you having to have some another artist or something put you on. How about we put you directly to the biggest companies in the world and you make those connections yourself so that you can grow your music career as well.
Wow, yo, this is fire, son. Yo, I gotta give another shout out to Eileen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't be knowing the people behind the scenes that be making stuff happen. But Ali, I gotta give a shout out to you and your boy David that I just met. Got a shout out to him because yo, you're incredible. And one thing about like my interviews, bro, they just like conversations, chilling with the homies. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to let you know you're loved and appreciated, and it's an honor to talk to you, man. So let's get to the next question, bro. So. Me being a gamer, you know what I'm saying, like professionally, I do this at the highest level. So between the education, the music, and the opportunities that you have within the diversity org, what is your thoughts on the gaming industry overall, gaming period? Because I ain't gonna front, just hearing everything that you got to say, I think gaming could be like the next big thing within your arsenal. Are you a gamer yourself, or are you aware of how big the industry is? What are your thoughts on gaming overall?
Yeah, it's something that we talk to students about a lot, because when people think about gaming, especially sometimes, parents and people who might be a little older, they think that there's not a way to be able to generate revenue there or be able to have a career. But gaming is becoming bigger and bigger, and it's going to be the way gaming is going to be kind of like how sports are. And we already see that with esports, right? It's going to be its own industry and be just as big as things like the NBA, the NFL, so on and so forth. So with that being said, like literally some of the companies that we work with, for example, when I mentioned Warner, they work with DC, they own DC Comics, right? DC Comics, Batman, so on and so forth. So there's literally people in those companies where their job is to be like a video game tester. So like to test out video games before the video games go to PlayStation or go to Nintendo Switch or go to Xbox. Like there's literally people, their job is to test out video games and make sure the video games are elite enough for the public, right? So there's so many more jobs in that, right? From the animation side to, to the music supervision side. Yep. There's so much opportunity in gaming. And so that's what we want to do is we want to connect students with companies like that. And we already have, like we've literally connected people who work at DC Comics to students who are inner city and said, hey, I'm a video game tester and this is what I do day to day. And this is how to get that kind of job, right? And then there's even more than that. Like I said, esports, like actually being the people who are playing the games, making money off of that as well. And we work with some companies that are into that world as well, but there's some big things coming. I don't want to share too much about where we're going with the esports and the gaming, but yes, there's a lot of opportunity there for students as well.
Dog, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, like me being a journalist, by you saying there's like a lot of stuff coming, and I'm just looking at your facial expression when you say it, I already know how crazy it's about to be. So trust me, I get it. So now for those that may not be fully aware, we just spoke about a lot. But can you share kind of like what your day-to-day is like so they can have more of an understanding of what you do and the importance of it, because a lot of times when we talk to people, we see that they doing something, like, because the results speak for themselves. And a lot of times be like, well, what exactly does he do? Like, like what is that nitty gritty part that makes it so special? So can you go a little bit deeper into what your day-to-day is like? And also, we can't all do it ourselves. So what's the importance of having the right tools and team that helps you be able to execute the way that you do as well?
Great question. So, all right, so I'll start with like what we do. So it's three main things to really take away. So the first thing we do is we teach low income and minority students about how to obtain various corporate and high income careers. So as you know, it's not that students who come from low income backgrounds, inner city Chicago, Miami, Los Angeles, Compton, it's not that these students don't want to be financially successful. Like, who doesn't want to be financially successful? Who, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about it. Like, but the reality is a lot of these students aren't exposed to the plethora of careers that are out there. There's so many jobs. Like, for example, you think about Chase, they may think of like, oh, I just go and withdraw and deposit my money there. But there's like jobs in investing. Like, you can go and invest other people's money and make you more money, right? So like, there's jobs in investing, cybersecurity. There's so much jobs that our communities don't know about. So that's the first thing we do, is we expose low income and minority students to various careers that they didn't even know existed. The second thing we do is we do workshops. So we pretty much bring big multi-billion-dollar companies and students from underrepresented communities. We put them together in a room where students are able to hear about jobs and make these connections with corporate employees that they never knew before, right? So that's the second thing that we do. And then the third and last thing we do is we help students actually get internships and paid jobs with the biggest companies on the planet. So everything from HSBC, we've helped students get internships and jobs at Versace, at Peloton. So the same way that there was times where Black and brown folks or low income communities, it was literally systematically it wasn't okay for us to get those jobs. Like, there were literally laws that stopped us from getting those jobs. We're literally helping the most underrepresented communities get access to the biggest companies on the planet.
Wow.
So
yo, dude, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, God has a calling on you, bro. Like, I'm so serious, man, because it's not just the words you're saying, but it's the way you saying it and the intent behind it. And like, one of my main quotes that I created was called "Character is your currency." And like, to go back, my grandmother, rest in peace, she the one who taught me how to play video games when I was 4 years old. Listening to you speak, and just with the intent that you have, man, God got a calling on your life, bro, and you living through it. And I'm just like, yo, it's just amazing to hear it and see it and witness it talking to you right now. So I just want you to know how important and special you are, bro. That is insane, B. That is insane, son. I'm gonna share this with somebody. It's about to be lit. I'm telling you, it's over, son. So now my next question, and this is designed to be crazy tough. You know what I'm saying? So look, right, on the subject of music, right? On Nas's King Disease 3, he made reference to how sometimes he'll call Jay-Z and be like, nah, it ain't over. You know what I'm saying? Because he still feel the effect of Takeover and stuff like that, right? And even though it was in a joke, there's still truth within the joke.
Right.
So if there was ever, because I know Jay-Z kind of like shut it down, but if there was ever a versus that ever took place between Jay-Z and Nas, Madison Square Garden, tickets sold out, everything. In your opinion, who wins that versus? You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z or Nas, bro? Talk to me, son. What's up, baby?
I'm gonna be real. I have tremendous respect for both of them. They're both legends. They're both GOATs. We gotta respect it, and they're both New York, so we gotta respect New York. But I would have to go with Jay-Z.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Home. Let's go, son. From Brooklyn too, so okay, I'd be lit. But I love Nas, so I love it all. But go ahead. Now, why would you say Jay?
Jay is just like, has had major hits in almost every, like, since I've been born, like literally, like he dropped his first album in 96. I was born in 94. Like by 2 years old, he was already lit. So it's just like, I know Nas has been as lit just as long as well, but it's just like Jay-Z has been in the top, like alongside Drake, alongside, of course, Beyonce, alongside Rihanna, alongside Kanye, Watch the Throne, 444, like Blueprint. Like, it's just, he hasn't really, like, for me personally, and especially because he talks a lot of that business talk in his music. And, you know, my pops is from Brooklyn, you know, I lived in Brooklyn. It's just like, Jay-Z is just giving what it needs to give for me right now, man. You know,
got you.
So Nas a legend, respectfully.
Now, of course, they both legends. Now, when it comes to, because you was talking about the business side of things as well. So let me ask you this, man. I always like to ask people this, and this could also tie in, you know, to the business side. But what do you feel makes you the cheat code? And what I mean by that is everybody have their own fingerprint, you know, in this world. Everybody got to leave their own mark and their own legacy. So what about Joshua Pierce, like, you feel is a cheat code that allows you to do things that only you can do within everything else that's around you?
These are great questions. These are some questions no one's ever asked either, so that's fine. I would say there's a few things that are a cheat code in business right now. It's one, like the dichotomy, right? So I went from, like I said, having a 1.7 GPA. There was times where my, you know, family's house got foreclosed, you know, electric bill couldn't be paid. Like, so I know, like, and I've hung around people who were doing the wrong things in the wrong kind of groups. So I know that world and I can speak to them in a very authentic way. But then I also went to NYU and I've been around the Spike Lees and the John Sextons and really, you know, politicians and, you know, some really influential people. And then I've gotten the training of how to communicate in a collegiate way, like, you know, from a university like NYU. So I think that really is a powerful thing. So if I go to a corporate environment, I can speak their language and I can be able to speak on behalf of my community in a way that they're going to be able to understand. But then also when I go back to the community and I need to talk to them about how we're going to bring corporate to them, I know how to talk to them in a way that's authentic too, where it doesn't seem like this guy isn't like us. He's just like, you know, this black dude who's just, you know, this smart guy who we can't relate to. I feel like because I had that experience of chilling in the hood, chilling with people who come from that kind of space, and then also chilling with the most influential people in the world and companies in the world, there's this cheat code of being able to talk in these both worlds and bring them together in a way that's authentic to both, you know? So I think that's really what it is. That's one of the cheat codes.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Once again, I gotta give a big shout out to Eileen. I think Eileen strategically knew what she was doing when, like, she put us together. Because this is the first time I'm gonna say this, you know, like on my show, but we have similar cheat codes. And
I see that.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. We got similar cheat codes, and there's a lot after this interview. We got other stuff to talk about. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's about to be crazy. So I got two more questions, bro. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Now, the last, second to last question is this. You talked about PlayStation, Xbox, you know, Nintendo Switch, other companies that you work with in gaming and stuff that you got coming in 2023. What I want to ask you is, from an artist standpoint, is there any artist out there you would want to battle in a game? If so, what game and what artist? Because I think that'll be fire to set that up for next year, bro. Talk to me, son. What we doing? What we doing, bro? What's up?
Honestly, 2K.
Okay, 2K.
It was just play a game. It'd be 2K.
I'll smoke you, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
Who's your team?
What happened?
Who's your team?
I got a few. You'll see.
Okay,
I got a few.
We're gonna have to run it, man. We're gonna have to run it. I've been doing it for a while, so we're gonna see what's popping.
Okay.
But an artist, I don't know. Let me think, you know. Maybe Yeet, maybe Gunna when he gets back, you know, when he free Gunna. Yeah. So maybe Yeet, maybe Gunna, you know, maybe somebody like that. We can run it, you know, we can see what's popping.
Okay, I would love to see this because I think there's a way to have a fun way to bring gaming in to the diversity or brand. And I think seeing y'all battle it out and do cool things like that could be lit on a whole nother level in terms of the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I gotta run it with you though. I gotta run it with you too. So,
oh, bro, I already got plans. Like wait till after this joint. Like I'm telling you, it's about to be crazy lit, sir. Everything that you're doing, yo, I'm telling you, man, like it's an honor. Like I told you, bro, you different, son. So let's get it. Now I'm gonna tell you this for the final question, man. What was a moment in your life where you felt like you was at your lowest and things couldn't get any worse, but you managed to find strength in that moment that allowed you to be successful today?
So I would say it was right after I graduated from school. You know, there was a time where my mom was losing our house. So I was living in the dorm and I wasn't completely sure where I would live next and how I would pay rent, because I knew I wanted to start a company, but I had no job because I'm fresh out of school and I'm trying to make this happen. And I remember having to pay for Chinese food in quarters, like literally, like Chinese food in New York City, $10, $15. I'm trying to add up. I got a little piggy bank of quarters and trying to pay for it with quarters, negative $300 in my bank account. So, had a girlfriend at the time and told her, I'm not where I need to be right now. I need to just focus. I can't focus on this. I can't focus on that. I need to focus completely on my mission. And so that's what it was. Negative $300 in the bank, paying for Chinese food with quarters, lost a child and home all around the same time. And so at that point, what really made me motivated to keep going and start the business. And I had I had offers of companies because they heard about me starting to come up and but I really didn't have much money, but starting to build a name. And I had companies saying, hey, maybe you should come work for us. And long story short, what brought me out of it was just remembering God, and God's purpose for your life. At the end of the day, I knew that God had a purpose that was bigger than me, bigger than that moment. And I just had to persevere. And that's really what it was. It's not about me looking cool on socials. It wasn't about me working with a cool brand. It was about God knew that there's a lot of people from underrepresented communities across the country and across the world, and they needed opportunities to be able to be connected. It wasn't that they're not smart enough. It's not that they didn't work hard enough. It's not that they weren't determined enough. It's just that they didn't have that opportunity to be exposed and be able to be connected. And I knew if I put 120%, whether I was broke, whether I was heartbroken, whether I, was sad, whatever the case was, if I put 120% every single day, 10-hour, 12-hour days, that one day it would blow up. That's exactly what happened. First deal was HBO. HBO gave us $10,000 to be able to do the work that we're doing. And then from there, we've grown it. And now we've reached millions of dollars in funding to help tens of thousands of students globally. And that's what we're determined to do every single day.
Yo, I'm telling y'all right now, man, put some respect on Joshua Pierce's name. Words can't even describe the legend within your spirit, bro. I'm so serious, man. This has been I love doing interviews. I talk to so many people, man. Everybody. I done had everybody on my show, from Tyler Perry to Tom Cruise to Angela Bassett to Kevin Hart. Like, I work and talk with so many people. And I'm telling you, this is one of the most fulfilling interviews, bro, ever, man. You're incredible, bro. I thank you. Listen, y'all, I'm telling you, on that note, I had to spin the chain first. On that note, please, Joshua, let everybody know where they can find you at. Y'all need to go get involved with Joshua Pierce right now. Let them know where they can find you at, bro. Please.
You can find me on all platforms at Joshua Pierce X, JOSHUA PIERCEX. And before we go, I do want to give a special shout out to somebody who helps me make the content happen. David, can you come up real quick?
Yeah. Let's go, D. Let's go, D.
That's my brother, man. So
best friend, man.
He's my best friend, as well as he's a creative producer at the Diversity Org, as well as he handles technical operations. He's a complete G. He's a great editor, content creator. Look out for him. He's going to be one of the biggest and best in the industry, period.
Yo, David, where can we find you, bro? We gotta find you. So where you gonna find you at, bro? Talk to him.
You can find me on IG. My IG is Dashify, Dashify. They call me Dash, And shout out to Joshua for being such a great friend and a great mentor for real. You know, we're doing this together. So that's all I have to say.
Yo, God bless you, man. God bless you both. So listen, y'all, it's the one and only Furious Hip Hop Gamer, Logitech GAMD on your Hot 97 every day. That's my word. Much love to Joshua Pierce in the building, and I see y'all again real soon. Show is fire, and we out of here. Peace.
You the GOAT.